in front of me, and my leg was going a mile a minute, and you could see my black pants going. Woo, 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 woo. So thankful for the table in front of me today. And the other thing that I always think of now is that probably 4 or 5 years ago, my friend Carl said to me, "You're doing really good with your speeches. You're improving. You don't seem as nervous." And he said, "But I'm going to help you out." This just killed me. He says, "You don't have to read from the paper that your name is Holly." And I can remember every year up there, "Hi everyone, I'm Holly." And I'm thinking, if I cover it, who the hell am I? But that was really a funny chuckle we got. And so every time I speak, I always remember that. At least the one line out of 5,000, I know that my name is Holly. So anyway, hi everyone, I'm Holly. The founder of Heaps of Hope. I'm also a cancer survivor. So I'm a member of the club. What I've learned as the founder of Heaps of Hope over the years is that as cancer patients, some of us may have a similar diagnosis, but our journeys are never, ever, ever going to be the same. But the one thing that we all have in common is that we all heard the words, "You have cancer." And that's a real life changer. And for me, I can honestly say that if I could go back, I wouldn't change a thing. Because cancer is what gave me heaps of hope, and gave me all of you too, so all of you that are here. So I feel very grateful. I want to welcome you to the 10th annual Heaps of Hope Fundraiser, and thank you for your generosity. Together we've raised over $380,000 for women with cancer. And to date, $280,000 of that has gone to grocery cards for cancer patients. So that's been awesome.
That's great.
Heaps of Hope is a small grassroots nonprofit with no big names or sponsors, quietly flying under the radar, helping women with cancer. With your help, we provide grocery gift cards, subsidize the cost of transportation to and from chemotherapy and radiation treatments, subsidize medical and prescription co-payments, and subsidize the cost of integrative therapies such as yoga, Reiki, and acupuncture that help with nausea, anxiety, and sleeplessness. We also provide a wonderful book called There's No Place Like Hope. That's this little handbook right here. We have provided a gift wrap book to over 1,500 women with cancer who have been treated. Who have been treated at Winchester Hospital, Leahy Hospital, and beyond. For the women with cancer that you help, you are a lifeline, inspiring hope for survivorship and easing some of the burdens created by cancer. The most important thing that you do is to let women with cancer know that they are not alone during a difficult time. On behalf of the women with cancer that you help, we're so very grateful for all that you do. So we couldn't do this without your support. So small organizations like ours enjoy the support of other organizations. So we'd like to welcome Audrey Gordon from the Progeria Research Foundation. Thank you for your support, Audrey. And Pauline Alighieri from the Friends of Mel Foundation. The Friends of Mel Foundation recently retired their organization at the end of last year, and would like to thank Pauline for her generous support of Heaps of Hope and many other charities like ours over the years. And just to name a couple of things that the Friends of Mel Foundation has done. They've provided funding for breast cancer research at Mass General. They've provided for immediate needs of cancer patients, men and women, families. And they've also held an annual conference for cancer patient survivors and their families. And to me, that's their legacy, because I think they've helped a tremendous amount of families affected with cancer. So the conference is an all-day workshop. You choose what you want to go to. It's nutrition, mind, body, And what I want to say to Pauline is that, for lack of a better term, Friends of Mel gets it, and gets what it's like for cancer patients, especially once they stop their treatment. You need to find a way to go on. Just because your doctor lets you go, it isn't over for the cancer patient or their family. So I've taken away from going to that conference many times. I've never felt more empowered, or it was like the information highway. So Pauline, you've touched so many people, it's just incredible. So, you know me, I have to thank everybody I ever met, so here we go with the thank yous. So just a couple of thank yous, actually. So there would be no Heaps of Hope if I didn't work at Matrix Financial. So Matrix, who's here from Matrix? Raise your hands. Nancy, Carl, raise your hand. So I want to thank Carl Albeidi and John Solon for their support of our efforts, and that extends to my colleagues at Matrix too. Nancy, thank you for preparing our tax returns. She's the nonprofit guru over there. But Matrix is the reason that we have very little overhead and can give back so much. So if you think about this, we've been doing this for 10 years. We pay no rent. We pay no salary, we don't pay for bookkeeping, and we don't pay for our tax returns. So if you do the math over a 10-year period, all of that money went to help women with cancer. So we're so grateful that for the expenditure. I want to thank Carl for being an awesome treasurer and keeping us on track and always with compassion for women with cancer. So he's been a great guidance to us throughout. We also want to thank our friends at Winchester Optical, John and Helen Deering, Dr. Joe Deering, Bob, Lena, and Eva. A lot of them are here today. So at Winchester Optical, they raise money literally for us every day. And they talk about Heaps of Hope every day to their patients and customers, and we're very grateful. But it's mostly their participation in the Be Bold, Be Bald campaign that we're most grateful for, because they've helped us to raise an enormous amount of money in that campaign. So speaking of Be Bold, Be Bald, for the last 7 years, we've been honored to be one of over 50 cancer charities that are beneficiaries of a nationwide campaign called Be Bold, Be Bald. This is an online fundraising tool for cancer causes. In this campaign, rather than be sponsored for a bike, walk, or run, participants are sponsored to wear a bald cap per day to honor cancer patients everywhere and all they have to endure, and at the same time raising money for their charity. Would all of those who've worn a bald cap for us please stand up? So wearing a bald cap is pretty hard to do. I've been bald, and putting that bald cap on was hard. So I just want to say to all of you, thank you for wearing that bald cap 7 times and raising $82,000 by doing it. We get back every dollar that we raise in that campaign, so if you can imagine, it's pretty important to us and awesome. This year we participate on the 3rd Friday in October, and if there's anyone out there that wants to wear a bald cap, let me know. I have a bunch. So. Special thanks to everyone who helped with today's event to make it special, and to Wendy and Tuscan Kitchen for hosting us. We love our new venue, and would like to thank Kelly, Jen, Paige, and Jill for all your help. Quick shout out to my friend Margaret. Raise your hand, Margaret. Margaret helps me get the grocery cards out every month, and we also recruit Melinda out of retirement when she's not climbing Mount Kilimanjaro or riding rapids or doing something crazy like that. Grocery card night is always a blast. I've said this before. We have food, wine, and giving back. How can you beat a night like that? Although sometimes it goes more wine than food than giving back. But, and that can be difficult to put stamps on envelopes when you're doing that. So I've actually been fired from that job once or twice, but that's okay. For those of you who don't know, we are on Facebook. You can like us on Facebook. I don't maintain that page. My friend Sarah does, who's much younger and knows all that kind of stuff. Also, for those who order through Amazon, if you register at Amazon Smile and select Heaps of Hope out of the list of charities, a small percentage that you spend will be donated to Heaps of Hope at no additional cost to you. So that's really fun. We raise a lot of money doing that. So now we have a special guest for you today. We want to welcome Karen Millerick up to speak. At Heaps of Hope, we like to say that we help patients and their families. We helped Karen's sister Mary Ann when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so Karen would like to say a few words as a family member of someone with cancer. So Karen.